What's up, squad? It's your boy Trey, aka Daddy C. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If it's your first time here, do me a favor, hit that notification bell down below, and that way you can stay on top of our content as we drop it. And if you've been here rocking with us, we really appreciate you. Love all the support. We are knocking on 4K. We are over 3,900 subs. So thank you for all the love and what you guys are doing. All right, so in today's episode, we are going to be doing a double whammy. We are talking about the Nike Air Jordan Union LA Bephies Beauty Supply Summer of '96. Man, it's a mouthful. And, first I want to give a shout out to my guy, Be More Sneakers, for the pairs. He was able to pick them up locally at a local boutique. So we got these in hand. Of course, if you've been in the cycle of sneakers, these drop on the Union LA site first, and then they just dropped on the sneakers app a few days ago. But these were picked up locally. So we got these in hand pretty quick, which is great. And it's a collab on a collab on a collab. So, let's get into it. The box itself, pretty dope, right? I mean, Union definitely does a good job with the details on their collabs. This box, the shoe in itself, right? The story talks about the summer of '96, and that's the year that Chris Gibbs, owner of Union LA, co-founder of Union LA, met his wife Beth Birkin, who is actually the owner of Bephies Beauty Supply, and they have come together with this triple collab with Air Jordan to bring us a Jordan 1. Now, I'm going to get into the box. I know everybody has seen this shoe. It's polarizing. And I know initially, when I first saw it, I was like, wow, what is that? Because I'm a huge fan, and everybody's a huge fan of the OG, 1.0 Union Jordan 1. They gave us this shoe that's kind of a marriage of the Air Jordan 1, the Union 1, and then this whole Nike Footscape, which, if looking at the Footscape, has never been a silhouette or a concept that I really liked ever. But there's a lot going on. But anyway, enough of my talking. Let's just get into the box, get into the shoe. The summer of '96, you've got this whole New York vibe, because that's where they met, Chris Gibbs and his wife Beth, in New York, Brooklyn. So they're giving you a lot of like the New York high-rise buildings, the hard courts out there, the basketball courts like Rucker Park, things like that. You're getting all those kinds of effects. And the color is dope, right? I mean, it looks like summer, and they gave you all the logos on the box itself, which is really nice. So you've got Jordan, you've got Bephies Beauty Supply, the Union Halo Man, which we found out is Sidney Poitier from Raisin in the Sun, and again, summer of '96. They really said, they put a lot of thought into the shoe itself. I like the story. So you got the logos inside the box as well. Gives you this gold inside there that really ties into the colors that accent the shoe. The paper, you got that New York high-rise building as well. And then we're gonna get right into it. So this is the Air Jordan 1 Union LA Bephies Beauty Supply Summer of '96. I guess we can call it his pair, right? This is the his pair, because there's also a her pair. So the his pair looks just like this, right? You've got really good, nice tumble leather all over the shoe, and a lot of things that harken back to that first Union LA Jordan 1 drop, where you've got the top of the shoe and the stitching here in the middle, because of course it was essentially like two different shoes put together. This one is the same, colors and things like that, obviously. But this top is like a neutral gray top here. This felt around the collar, which I wish they would have done in suede, because this is like really like soft, terry, felt material. You got this fuchsia, aqua colored stitching around the middle of the shoe. Then you've got this gray suede on the swoosh. And then we got the Footscape stitching, which to me looks like, I don't know, man, like somebody ran over an Air Jordan 1 with a bicycle. I've seen some people say it looks like baseball stitching, or even like a football, right? Like where you actually have the grips in the middle of the ball. But yeah, definitely baseball stitching too, for sure. I can see that. You've got Bephies Beauty Supply logo on the back, which strangely, that's like the only place you see her kind of mark on the shoe, is just that back logo. And they did the yellow piping around the edges of the leather here, right? Which they did the same thing on the 1.0. And one thing I do like, is the outsole and the midsole. So they gave us this kind of cream colored midsole, and the outsole is slightly different, a different shade variant of that color. So they really kept it really muted, and that matches with this footscape stitching, right? So this matches that, I mean, a clean colorway, I think minus the footscape stitching, I would have been all in. But as it looks, as it stands, and we know that the sneaker cycle, right? We know first you get leaks, and we got leaked photos of the shoe. And I mean, I went in on them as soon as I saw it. I was like, what is this? This looks terrible. And then we get official photos from the brand. We'll see the Yankee Kicks guy, somebody with them on their feet. And it's like, they're growing on me a little bit for most people. Then, we see stuff when it gets closer to the release. And then people are like, well, let me try to cop them, and then I'll take a look in hand. So again, these aren't my pair personally. I totally passed on them. The Union drop, I will say, was pretty nice because I got on a Union site. I said, let me just exercise those muscles and see how the drop goes. They had a whole thing where you had to log in, and it was really a good way that they did to beat bots, because you had to do a human kind of test that added an item to your cart that had to be in that cart, proving you were human in order to check out. So tons of people got W's. So I know a lot of y'all out there that wanted that shoe were able to get that shoe. So I'm happy for you. And it just was a total pass for me. I don't regret passing on them. In hand, again, nice leather. Not a fan of this footscape. And I really feel, man, like on the side, maybe it's not so bad, but when you get around the front of the shoe, it just like that, it deconstructs and kind of it doesn't have like the rigid edge of that toe there. So this is like, I don't know. I can't get with it. But hey, to each their own. If you like them and you got them, I'm happy for you. I love it for you. It's just not for me. So that's how I feel on these. This is again the men's pair, and then but wait, there's more. We also got our hands on the women's pair. So this one is geared towards females, I guess, or anybody that wants to get some extra height on their shoe. This I think was more, Beth, kind of leaned more into adding this situation here where they took that basic same silhouette and put it on that Elevate platform, right? Which is that higher kind of platform heel of the shoe. And of course, we know the Jordan 1 Elevate is a thing. And I think those are cool for the right person that likes that. Have at it. You got a Jumpman on the back, which is a nice touch on the back of that midsole, which is very, very thick. And then you've got, just different colors, right? You got the green sprinkled throughout on this version for the females. Green on that stitching, green piping up top, green swoosh, green on the Bephies Beauty Supply logo on the back, as well as the Jumpman. So yeah, anybody cop maybe for themselves and for their partner? Did you get like one of each? Or do you consider, would you wear one of the platform Elevate styles? This one does have the yellow on the Nike Air on the tongue. Orange. An orange Nike Air on the tongue. And they both have that nylon deconstructed tongue that has the rough, unfinished edges. Just like the OG Jordan 1 Union has the same. And of course, you got the Union LA tag, which is that signature, right? Can't go wrong with that. You gotta have that. Let people know these are Unions and they're beautiful. So, my overall thought on the shoe, of course they come with extra laces too. My overall thoughts on the shoe, wasn't for me, wasn't for your boy. But again, like I said, if people got them and like them, then I'm happy for you. I love them for you. It's nothing against, buy what you like. Don't worry about others. You know what I mean? And that's, of course, they come with that the gold laces as well in the men's pair, or the regular Jordan 1 pair. I want to say men's and women's pair. I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, man, that's the bulk of these, the shoe. Are y'all feeling the footscape? Anyway, great story. What do y'all think about the story? The 90s. 90s are everything right now. I mean, that's my era coming through, my late teens in the 90s was an amazing time. And, they really said that a lot of the inspiration behind the shoe came again from their culture, being in New York in the 90s. They're Afro-Caribbean, so a lot of mesh, a lot of mesh clothing, basket weave, that whole thing, like baskets and things like that is just big in their culture and in that environment. So they tied that into the shoe, which I think is a nice, story. But also I think it's Nike. They want to feed this footscape down our throats for the next, couple of years. So let me know what y'all think. My rating on this shoe, for me, it's a 5. I say it's a 5. And I love Jordan 1s. I'm a Jordan 1 guy. I'm not a footscape guy, not in any shape, form, or fashion. So that's where I stand. Again, let me know in the comments if y'all like it. Hit me up on down in the comments. Hit me up on Instagram as well at Real Daddy Seed, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.